Have you ever wished you had a personal tutor or assistant who just sat by your desk and answered questions whenever you needed them? Well, today we're going to try out Google AI Studio to see if we can do just that. As you can see, I have a to-do list which I want to get through, and I'm going to see if AI can help me to complete it. Google AI Studio is effectively a platform that allows developers and businesses to play around with and customize and build on top of Google's Gemini AI model. But like many products that Google ships, it has a load of powerful features that you can use even if you're not a developer. So the first thing we're going to do is go to aistudio.google.com. And when you get there, you'll need to log in with your Google account. You'll be taken to this interface and you'll see that you have the option to chat to it, just as you would chat to ChatGPT. But there's also places you can tune a model or even get an API key and start interacting with it through your app. But the feature we're going to use is Stream Real Time. And this enables us to start interacting in real time using text, voice, video, or screen sharing. So what we want to do is share our screen with this AI. So if you click on share your screen, and then it's going to ask you for permission, and it's going to ask you which tab you want to share. So we are going to share this browser tab.
Okay, it seems like you're about to share your browser tab. Is there anything specific you'd like me to do once you start sharing?
Well, yes, there is. Thank you for asking. I would like you to help me complete my to-do list. Can you see my to-do list?
Yes, I can see your to-do list. It looks like you have 5 items: review landing page copy, get social media posts ready, review sales transactions, create sales presentation, and check website performance in Search Console. Is there anything specific you'd like me to help you with from that list?
Can you tell me which of these I should do first? My priority is marketing for my small imaginary business.
Okay, if marketing for your small business is your priority, I would suggest starting with get social media posts ready. This will help you generate some quick content, which you can later use to drive traffic to your landing page and presentation. Does that sound good?
That sounds great. I've written 3 posts. Can you help me to improve them with some nice suggestions which will work well on social media?
Sure, I can help with that. For your first post, instead of saying, "We're doing something cool with AI now," you could say something like, "We're leveraging AI to create innovative solutions for you. Learn more here, link." This is more specific and calls the user to action. For the second post, I'd recommend adding some urgency by saying, "Limited spots available. Don't miss out," to prompt people to sign up sooner. Lastly, for the third post, rather than "We have new stuff coming soon," try something like, "We're thrilled to announce our new product or feature. Stay tuned for launch details." How do you feel about these changes?
I think they're really good. Can you see my changes? Do they look okay?
Yes, I see that you've implemented the changes. The first post now reads, "Hey everyone, just
Okay.
wanted to let you know."
We don't need to read the post, but thank you very much. Okay, so for the next thing, I would like your feedback on my landing page. Can you tell me any ways you can see to improve the copy on this page?
Okay, I see that you've opened the Typora website. Looking at the landing page, I see some areas where the copy could be more compelling. For instance, the headline, "Transform your LinkedIn posts into engagement magnets," could be more concise. You could try something like, "Boost LinkedIn engagement with AI." Also, the text under that headline is a bit dense, so it should be shortened to be more easily read. How does that sound so far?
That sounds good. Thank you very much. Okay, for the next challenge, I have a spreadsheet here where I've got all my sales transactions over the past few months, and I've also got store locations, price, and the number of units sold. I would like to add a column which tells me what my total revenue is for each transaction, and then I would also like to split it out so I can see revenue by location. Can you help me do that, please?
Absolutely, I can help with that. It sounds like you want to add a total revenue column to your sales spreadsheet and then calculate that figure for each row. You would then like to split the revenue figures so you can analyze the revenue generated by each store location. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, let's start by adding a total revenue column in cell H1. Then, in cell H2, you'll need to enter the formula to calculate total revenue for that row. This formula will be the product of the price column and the unit sold column. Are you familiar with entering formulas into Google Sheets?
Yes. How do I start my formula?
To start a formula in Google Sheets, you first need to type the equals sign, equals. After that, you would enter the formula to multiply the price with the units sold. In this case, you can reference the sell for price, which is E2, and multiply it by the units sold, which is F2. So your formula will be equals E2 F2. Does that make sense?
Can you double check those cell references, because they sound like they might be wrong?
You are right to double check. The formula should be equals E2 F2, not the other way around, as the price is in column E and the units sold are in column F. My apologies.
I'm seeing the prices in column D.
You are absolutely correct. I apologize for the mistake. The prices are in column D, not E, so the formula should be equals D2 F2. Thank you for catching that.
No problem. Can you tell me how I can show my total revenue by store location?
Yes, you can definitely do that. To show your total revenue by store location, you'll need to use a function called SUMIF. The SUMIF function allows you to sum values in a range that meets certain criteria. In this case, you'll sum the total revenue if the location in column C matches a specific location. Are you familiar with the SUMIF function?
Could we do it with a pivot table instead?
Yes, using a pivot table is a great way to analyze the data as well. It's actually easier to set up than the SUMIF formula. Would you prefer to use a pivot table then?
Yes, please.
Okay, to create a pivot table, first, you need to select all of your data, including the headers. Once the data is selected, go to the Data menu at the top of your Google Sheets and then choose the option that says Pivot Table. This will create a new sheet with your pivot table. After that, we'll configure the pivot table to show the total revenue by location. Do you see how to select the data and open the pivot table creator?
I can't see pivot table in the data menu.
I understand. The option to create a pivot table is not under the data menu. Instead, go to the insert menu and you will see the pivot table option there. Can you see it there now?
Got it.
Great, you've opened the pivot table creator. Now in the pivot table editor, can you click on the add button next to rows and then select store location?
Yep.
Good job, you've added the store location to the rows. Now, click on Add next to Values and select Total Revenue. This should give you the total revenue for each store location. How does that look?
Looks good. Thank you very much. Okay, for my next challenge, can you help me decide how I should display this in a presentation that I have to give to my team soon? So I want to display the data that we've just got, but I want to make it look pretty for my presentation. Right, so at that point, something went wrong and I was not able to continue my chat, and it said I need to clear the chat to start a new stream. So we're going to keep going. Now, I assume you don't have context from my previous conversation.
Okay, I don't have context from our previous conversation.
Okay, so
how can I help
what I'm
you?
looking to do is to take the data from this spreadsheet, which you can see here, and display it in a nice way in my sales presentation here.
So you want to take the data from the spreadsheet and display it in a nice way in your sales presentation?
Correct. What's the best way to make a nice chart from this data, which I can then display in my sales presentation?
A bar chart would be a good way to display the data. Would you like to create one now?
Yep.
Okay, let's make a bar chart. First, select the data you want to include in the chart, which are the store locations and total revenues.
Done. What's next?
Now go to the Insert menu and select Chart.
Okay, cool. Then what?
Okay, it looks like the chart is a pie chart by default. Click on the Chart Type drop-down menu to choose a different type of chart.
Okay, cool. Now, how can I put that into my presentation?
You can copy the chart and paste it into your presentation. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah?
Okay, click on the chart, then press Ctrl+C to copy it.
Okay.
Now go to your presentation, select the slide where you want the chart to be, and press Ctrl+V to paste it.
Okay, great. Thanks very much for that. Finally, can you take a quick look at my Google Search Console and tell me what it all means?
Okay, I see your Google Search Console overview. It appears that you have one total web search click. There are also 32 not indexed pages and 20 indexed pages. Would you like me to explain any of these further?
Any ideas why I only have one total web search click?
A single web search click could be due to various factors. It could be that your website is new, your search engine optimization needs improvement, or you're not using the right keywords. Would you like me to give you more detail?
Can you explain what average CTR 2% means?
Average center is your click-through rate, which is the percentage of people who saw your website in the search results and clicked on it. In your case, 2% of those who saw your site clicked on it. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's all good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let me know if you need any more help.
Okay, so there you go. We had our own little personal assistant who was advising me on doing all these things. It wasn't totally reliable. He seemed to have some issues with like figuring out which column was which on a spreadsheet. And sometimes his advice was not correct. So like he said pivot tables were in the data column or in the data menu, but actually they were in the insert menu. But on the whole, it was pretty good. Like the suggestions for the social media post was good. The suggestions for cleaning up the copy on the landing page was good. And it was definitely useful to have him explaining the different terms on the Google Search Console. So in summary, I'd say this is well worth trying out. It's fun to play around with, and it may actually add some value in your day-to-day business life. The one caveat I would add is that you are sharing your screen, so Google can see everything on your screen or on the browser tab that you want to share with it. Therefore, if you're using this at work, I'd be very careful about showing any company data or anything like that. But it's definitely been fun to play around with it, and I think it's a real insight into the future of AI. I'm sure this kind of assistant will be commonplace in the near future, and I imagine it will also have the ability to move your cursor and type. So effectively, you'll just be sitting there asking it to do stuff, and it will control your computer for you. But for now, this is definitely one of the coolest AI tools I've seen. I hope this was useful, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Create With YouTube channel for more tutorials like this.